Greetings, wonderful friends. Have you ever paused to simply marvel at the journey of life? At the sheer tapestry of experiences, memories, and wisdom we gather with each passing year? It's a profound thought, isn't it? Especially as we reach those golden decades venturing beyond 70. There's a natural curiosity that begins to stir within us. What does the future hold? How many more precious moments, more sunrises, more shared laughs are in store? Now, I want to be absolutely clear from the outset. No one, and I mean no one, can predict the exact number of days or years remaining in our unique story. Life is a beautiful, unpredictable gift. However, what modern science can offer us are remarkable insights. It can illuminate certain signs, subtle indicators, and patterns that, when observed, can provide a clearer picture of our potential longevity and, crucially, our quality of life in the years to come. Think of them not as prophecies, but as guideposts, gentle nudges that can empower us to make choices today for a healthier, more vibrant tomorrow. Today, we're going to explore 7 such scientific signs. These aren't complex medical mysteries, but often simple, everyday observations that research has linked to a longer, more fulfilling life after 70. My hope is that by understanding these signs, you'll feel more informed, more confident, and perhaps even more inspired to embrace every moment with renewed purpose and joy. So, settle in, perhaps with a warm cup of tea, and let's gently uncover these fascinating insights together. 1. The power of your grip strength. Let's begin with something incredibly tangible, yet often overlooked: the strength of your handshake. Imagine greeting an old friend, and as your hands meet, you feel that reassuring, firm squeeze. That simple act, dear friends, holds more significance than you might realize. Scientific studies, including those published in prestigious journals, have repeatedly shown a strong correlation between robust grip strength and overall health and longevity, particularly in those over 70. Why is this so important? Well, your grip strength isn't just about opening a jar of pickles, though that's certainly a useful skill. It's a fantastic, non-invasive indicator of your overall muscle mass, your physical strength, and even your nutritional status. As we age, a natural decline in muscle mass, known as sarcopenia, can occur. This decline isn't just about weakness. It's linked to a higher risk of falls, slower recovery from illness, and a general decrease in functional independence. A strong grip suggests that your muscles are generally healthier and more resilient throughout your body. Let's think about Harold, a gentleman I once knew in his mid-70s. Harold loved gardening. He could still carry bags of soil, prune his rose bushes with strong clippers, and even dig new flower beds. His handshake was always firm and steady. When his wife had an unexpected fall, it was Harold's surprising strength that allowed him to help her up gently and then navigate the subsequent caregiving with a physical resilience that many half his age might struggle with. His doctor often remarked on his excellent grip strength during checkups, seeing it as a positive sign of his overall vitality. So, how do you assess yours? You don't need a fancy dynamometer. Just consider how easily you perform daily tasks that require hand strength: opening bottles, carrying groceries, lifting small objects. If these tasks feel effortlessly manageable, that's a wonderful sign. If you find yourself struggling more often, it's not a cause for alarm, but a gentle invitation to incorporate some simple hand and arm strengthening exercises into your routine. Even squeezing a stress ball or using light hand weights can make a difference. It's about maintaining that functional strength that supports an active and independent life. 2. Your walking speed and gait. Next, let's turn our attention to how you move through the world, specifically your walking speed and the way you carry yourself. Have you ever noticed how some people, even in their later years, seem to glide with a spring in their step, while others move more slowly, perhaps with a slightly shuffled gait? This isn't just an observation about pace. It's a powerful scientific indicator of your overall health and potential longevity. Research, often looking at large groups of people over many years, consistently finds that a faster, more stable walking speed, often referred to as gait speed, is a significant predictor of a longer life after 70. It reflects the health of your cardiovascular system, your nervous system, your balance, and the strength of your leg muscles. A slower gait can be a subtle sign that one or more of these systems might be under strain or declining. Consider Margaret, a vibrant woman in her early 80s who still enjoyed her daily stroll around the neighborhood park. Margaret wasn't a marathon runner, but she walked with purpose, a steady, consistent pace, her head held high, looking around at the trees and flowers. She often said her walks were her thinking time. When her doctor expressed surprise at her remarkable agility and balance during a routine checkup, Margaret credited her daily walks. Her brisk pace wasn't just good for her heart. It kept her muscles strong, her balance keen, and her mind clear. She was less prone to falls, recovered quickly from minor illnesses, and maintained a profound sense of independence. Conversely, a noticeable slowing of gait or a change in how smoothly you walk can sometimes be an early warning sign of underlying health issues that might warrant a chat with your doctor. It could point to problems with circulation, nerve function, or even mild cognitive changes. How can you think about your own walking speed? You don't need a stopwatch. Just be mindful of your typical pace. Do you feel comfortable and confident walking at a moderate speed? Can you keep up with others your age, or even younger individuals during a casual stroll? Maintaining a good walking speed isn't about rushing. It's about maintaining the complex symphony of systems that allow you to move freely and safely. Regular walking, even short brisk bursts, is one of the best medicines for this. Aim for activities that challenge your balance and coordination a little, such as walking on uneven surfaces or practicing Tai Chi to further enhance this vital sign. 3. Your ability to stand on one leg. Now let's explore a simple balance test that holds surprising predictive power. Your ability to stand on one leg for 10 seconds. It sounds so straightforward, doesn't it? Yet this unassuming little act can reveal a great deal about your neurological health. Muscular strength and proprioception, your body's awareness of its position in space. A groundbreaking study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine in 2022 followed over 1,700 individuals aged 51-75 over a decade. It found that those who couldn't stand on one leg for 10 seconds had an almost double risk of death from any cause within the next 10 years, compared to those who could. While that sounds stark, it's crucial to understand why. It's not the inability itself that causes harm, but what it represents. It's often an indicator of a general decline in physical fitness, balance, and muscle strength, which are all vital for preventing falls. Falls, especially after 70, can be devastating, leading to fractures, long hospital stays, and a significant reduction in quality of life. Let me tell you about Mr. Henderson, a delightful man in his late 70s. For years, he hadn't thought much about his balance. He spent most of his time sitting, reading, and watching television. One day, while reaching for something on a high shelf, he lost his footing and had a bad fall, fortunately without serious injury. This incident was a wake-up call. His physiotherapist introduced him to simple balance exercises, including standing on one leg while holding onto a counter and gradually progressing. At first, he could barely hold it for 2 seconds, but with consistent, gentle practice, he slowly improved. A year later, he could stand confidently on one leg for a full 15 seconds. This newfound balance wasn't just a number. It gave him back his confidence to move freely, to engage in activities he loved without fear, and ultimately, enhanced his sense of independence. So, how do you test yourself safely? Always do it near a wall or a sturdy counter that you can quickly grab onto. Stand tall, then lift one foot a few inches off the ground, aiming for 10 seconds without placing your foot down. Try it on both legs. If you find it challenging, please don't be discouraged. This is not a judgment, but an opportunity. Incorporating balance exercises, like standing on one leg while brushing your teeth, doing Tai Chi, or even simply walking heel to toe, can significantly improve this vital sign. Even a small improvement can dramatically reduce your risk of falls and, by extension, contribute to a longer, more active life. 4. The power of your social connections. Now let's shift our focus from the purely physical to something equally, if not more, profound: the depth and breadth of your social connections. We are at our core social beings. The quality of our relationships, our friendships, family bonds, community involvement, plays an incredibly powerful role in our health and longevity, especially as we age. Scientific evidence overwhelmingly supports this. often highlighting social isolation and loneliness as significant risk factors for premature death, comparable to smoking or obesity. Think about it. When we feel connected, when we have people to share our joys and sorrows with, to lean on and to laugh with, life simply feels richer. These connections provide emotional support, reduce stress, encourage healthier behaviors, and even stimulate cognitive function through conversation and engagement. A strong social network creates a buffer against the inevitable challenges of aging. Let's consider Evelyn, a spirited woman who celebrated her 90th birthday last year. Evelyn had lost her husband many years ago and lived alone, but she was far from lonely. She was the heart of her local book club, volunteered at the animal shelter twice a week, and regularly enjoyed coffee mornings with a circle of close friends. She also cherished her weekly video calls with her grandchildren who lived abroad. Evelyn's calendar was often busier than people half her age. Her doctor often observed that Evelyn's vibrant social life contributed significantly to her sharp mind, her resilient spirit, and her remarkably robust health. She had a purpose, a sense of belonging, and an abundance of genuine care surrounding her. Conversely, those who find themselves increasingly isolated, perhaps due to loss, mobility issues, or simply a lack of opportunities for connection, often face higher risks of depression, cognitive decline, and a general decline in well-being. This sign isn't about having hundreds of acquaintances. It's about having meaningful, quality connections. So how are your social connections? Are you actively nurturing your friendships and family relationships? Are you part of a community group, a club, or a volunteer organization? If you find yourself feeling a little isolated, it's never too late to reach out. Even small steps like joining a local interest group, attending community events, or simply making a conscious effort to call a friend regularly can make a profound difference. Remember, cultivating these relationships is an investment in your happiness and your longevity. 5. Your outlook and emotional resilience. Let's delve into the incredible power of your mind and spirit, your outlook on life, and your emotional resilience. While we often focus on physical health, the state of our mental and emotional well-being is a colossal factor in how long and how vibrantly we live, particularly past 70. Research consistently shows that optimism, a sense of purpose, and the ability to bounce back from life's inevitable setbacks, what we call resilience, are strongly linked to increased longevity and a higher quality of life. Why is this so impactful? A positive outlook isn't about ignoring challenges. It's about approaching them with a mindset that seeks solutions, learns from experiences, and maintains hope. This reduces chronic stress, which can otherwise wreak havoc on our bodies, influencing everything from our immune system to our cardiovascular health. People with a strong sense of purpose tend to be more active, engaged, and less prone to depression. And emotional resilience allows us to navigate the losses and changes that are a natural part of aging without succumbing to despair. Consider Clara, a wonderful woman in her late 80s who had faced numerous adversities throughout her life, losing loved ones, battling illnesses, and enduring difficult economic times. Yet Clara always seemed to find a silver lining. She cultivated a fierce gratitude for the simple things: her morning cup of coffee, the warmth of the sun on her face, a kind word from a stranger. When she broke her hip at 85, a setback that might have shattered someone else's spirit, Clara approached her rehabilitation with determination and a surprising cheerfulness. She saw it as a new challenge, a chance to prove her own strength. Her physical recovery was remarkable, but more profoundly, her unwavering positive spirit seemed to bolster her entire system, allowing her to heal faster and return to her beloved hobbies with renewed vigor. Her doctors often remarked on her extraordinary resilience, seeing it as a key factor in her longevity. Conversely, chronic negativity, feelings of hopelessness, or an inability to cope with stress can take a heavy toll on our physical health, accelerating the aging process and increasing susceptibility to illness. So, how do you nurture your outlook and emotional resilience? It's a journey, not a destination. It involves practicing gratitude, perhaps keeping a gratitude journal, or simply taking a moment each day to appreciate 3 good things. It means finding purpose, whether through hobbies, volunteering, learning new skills, or simply caring for others. It also involves developing coping strategies for stress, such as mindfulness, meditation, spending time in nature, or seeking support from loved ones or professionals when needed. Remember, nurturing your inner world is just as important as caring for your physical body when it comes to living a long and joyful life. 6. Your sense of smell. Now here's a sign that might surprise you, one that often flies under the radar but holds intriguing scientific weight: your sense of smell. Yes, that ability to detect the fragrance of a blooming rose, the aroma of freshly baked bread, or the distinct scent of rain on dry earth. While we typically associate smell with pleasure and memory, a declining sense of smell, particularly after 70, has been identified in some studies as a subtle, yet significant, indicator of overall health and even longevity. Why is this the case? Your sense of smell is intricately connected to your brain and nervous system. A significant and unexplained loss of smell, beyond the occasional cold or allergy, can sometimes be an early, subtle indicator of neurodegenerative conditions like Parkinson's or Alzheimer's disease, or other underlying health issues that affect brain function. It's not about occasionally struggling to identify a subtle scent, but about a more pronounced and persistent decline. Let's think about Mrs. Petrov, a delightful woman in her late 70s who loved to cook and bake. Her kitchen was always filled with the most wonderful aromas. One day, her daughter noticed that Mrs. Petrov wasn't reacting to the rich scent of garlic, sautéing, or the fresh aroma of basil from her garden as she usually would. Mrs. Petrov herself had gradually noticed that food seemed blander, and she wasn't enjoying her gardening as much because the scent of the flowers was diminished. This persistent change prompted a visit to her doctor. While it wasn't a dire diagnosis, it did lead to further investigations that uncovered some subtle nutritional deficiencies and a need to adjust some medications, which, once addressed, helped to stabilize her sense of smell and, more importantly, proactively support her overall brain health. This early detection, spurred by an observant daughter and a sensitive doctor, allowed her to make lifestyle adjustments that contributed to her continued well-being. It's important to distinguish between a natural, mild dulling of the senses that can occur with age and a more significant or sudden loss. If you notice a substantial and persistent decrease in your ability to smell, or if things you once found fragrant now seem odorless, it's worth a gentle conversation with your doctor. They can help determine if it's a temporary issue, a side effect of medication, or something that warrants further investigation. While we don't have direct exercises to improve longevity through smell, being aware of this sign encourages us to pay attention to our sensory health and to our overall neurological well-being. Eating a nutrient-rich diet, engaging in mentally stimulating activities, and maintaining good general health can all indirectly support our sensory functions, including our sense of smell. It reminds us that our bodies are incredibly interconnected, and often the subtlest clues can offer us valuable insights. 7. Your kidney function markers. Lastly, let's touch upon a more internal, yet equally crucial, scientific sign: the health of your kidneys, specifically as indicated by certain markers in your blood tests. Now, I know the mention of blood tests and internal organs might sound a bit complex, but I promise to keep it simple and understandable. Our kidneys are unsung heroes, diligently working behind the scenes to filter waste products from our blood, regulate blood pressure, and maintain the delicate balance of fluids in our bodies. Their healthy function is absolutely essential for overall well-being and longevity. As we age, it's common for kidney function to decline slightly. However, a more significant or rapid decline, often revealed through simple blood tests like the estimated glomerular filtration rate, eGFR, or creatinine levels, can be a quiet indicator that warrants attention. Studies have shown that maintaining healthy kidney function is strongly associated with longer, healthier lives even after 70. Conversely, chronic kidney disease, even in its early stages, can increase the risk of cardiovascular problems and other health complications if not managed. Let's consider Mr. Davies, a gentleman in his early 80s who prided himself on his vitality. During a routine checkup, his doctor noticed a slight but consistent dip in his eGFR levels over a couple of years. Mr. Davies hadn't felt any symptoms, which is often the case in early kidney issues. His doctor gently explained that while it wasn't an emergency, it was a signal, a scientific sign, that they needed to be proactive. They discussed his diet, ensuring he was adequately hydrated, reviewed his medications, and made a few simple adjustments. Mr. Davies, understanding the importance, embraced these changes. By being aware of this early sign and working collaboratively with his doctor, he was able to stabilize his kidney function and continue enjoying his active life, potentially preventing more serious issues down the line. The beauty of this sign is that it's often detectable through routine blood work, which is why those annual checkups are so incredibly important. It's not about becoming an expert in kidney physiology, but about understanding the significance of these numbers and having an open conversation with your doctor about them. What can you do? Maintaining a healthy blood pressure, managing blood sugar levels if you have diabetes, staying well hydrated with plain water, and being mindful of certain medications, always consult your doctor or pharmacist, are all excellent ways to support your kidney health. Avoid excessive intake of processed foods and reduce salt. These simple steps, guided by your healthcare provider, can make a profound difference in preserving these vital organs and contributing to your overall longevity. So there we have it, 7 scientific signs, ranging from the physical and observable to the subtle internal indicators, that offer us a fascinating glimpse into the landscape of longevity after 70. From the firmness of your grip and the steadiness of your walk, to the joy in your social connections and the quiet workings of your kidneys, each sign tells a part of your unique health story. Please, remember the spirit of this conversation. These aren't rigid predictions, nor are they a cause for anxiety. Instead, they are empowering insights. They are gentle invitations to listen to our bodies, to observe our lives, and to engage proactively with our health. Each sign offers an opportunity to make small, thoughtful choices today that can have a profound impact on the richness and length of our tomorrows. Life, especially in these golden years, is a precious gift. Let's cherish it, nurture it, and approach it with curiosity, wisdom, and a deep well of self-care. I would love to hear your thoughts on these signs. Did any of them surprise you? Which one resonated with you the most? Please share your reflections in the comments below. Your experiences and insights are invaluable to this wonderful community we're building. If you found this discussion helpful, inspiring, or even just thought-provoking, please consider giving this video a gentle thumbs up. It truly helps others find this valuable information. And if you haven't already, do subscribe to our channel for more content dedicated to living a vibrant, healthy, and fulfilling life in your later years. Sharing this video with friends and family who might benefit from these insights would also be a wonderful act of kindness. Thank you for spending this time with me. May your days be filled with health, happiness, and many more beautiful moments to come. Until next time, take good care.